Hi, I'm Nathan, and this year I helped start up the first mission trip for our church, CLC, and going to New Orleans for about a week, and it was a really good experience for us. I think it started because I really wanted to see people at our church go on a mission trip. After coming back from the Philippines and India, I really had this desire, this wantingness to for people to go, and so I started thinking about it, started planning about it probably around last year, and things didn't really kind of start rolling until earlier this year when we started having our council and getting them to agree on a location was a task in itself, but it all came through. Praise the Lord. After a lot of prayer, a lot of contacting people, and yeah, it was a really great a trip for us. We went to New Orleans and we partnered with Crossroads Missions. They're an organization that was started back in the 80s, and they specialize in building houses for people and serving the community by helping them destroy houses, old houses, and then building new ones, making houses affordable for home ownership. And especially after Katrina hit New Orleans, Crossroads kind of took a more active role in helping the community and partnering with different churches in the area to really expand the Word of God and the love of God to the people of New Orleans. And so coming up is our documentary, and I really hope that you get a chance to see what we did and to see God's work through us. So enjoy.
There's a home prepared where the angels abide. Over in that sunny of the glory land. Oh, yes, I love to be loved by my Savior's side. Over in that glory land. Oh, take me over. Say him to the glory land. I meet the Lord. One day I'll shake his hand. Over in that glory land. Over in the glory land, I join that happy angel band. Over in that glory land.
You want to talk about how sleeping was last night?
It's bad.
Why was it
It's
bad?
so hot. My towel's all wet.
Wasn't bad.
Man, you
It
sleep
wasn't
great.
too bad.
dude.
I had a little fan hanging out right under the top bunk. It was blowing right to my face.
No, it was just like I was laying there, I couldn't fall asleep, right? And so this girl was breathing really heavily right next to me. And I'm just like, okay, I got nothing to do. So I'm like listening to her breathe, trying to match my breathing with hers to fall asleep. But no, it didn't work at all. I'm still here. No, actually, I got up out of bed at like 4 something.
And we're getting up, we're like, shh. I was like, what? Yeah, because I was finally getting some sleep, and then you guys were like making all the racket. This is You said the alarm went off.
I sweated.
Yeah, my shirt was wet by like 12.
What about you,
I
Joanne?
don't even know if I slept. Sweating showers. My sweat was my shower. Oh, you're recording.
The whole time I just felt so tired because I only had 3 hours of sleep. But luckily the sun had risen, so we were just chatting away, and then a few of our other members woke up, so we went outside and started talking. And I forgot this lady's name, but she came out and told us that breakfast was served, so we went inside, and all I found were fruits, like 3 fruits. It was there were oranges, apples, and I can't remember the other one, but I was thinking, I can't live off of these fruits, you know? And so I went out and then started chatting again, but then I found other people eating cereal, so that was a good thing. Okay, when I finished eating, I was, we were headed to the devotional time and worship, and the songs that we sang one song, Waves of Mercy, and that was familiar, and the other songs we weren't very familiar with, but that was okay because everybody was able to join in with the clapping. Okay, and then after that, we headed over to our site.
Well, after leaving the camp, I guess, we went to St. Roch Community Church. We picked up tools, hammers, crowbars, wheelbarrows, buckets, gloves, and protective eyewear. Then we headed over to the work site, which is this burnt out house. The inside was all ruined by a fire, someone apparently said, and we were there to clean it up for the persons who lived there. And that's pretty much what we did all day. Just break walls and clean it out.
Do the thing?
Okay, that works.
Go get it. Go find it. My fingers already in it.
We also visited a cemetery on the way to the work site. It was really nice. Got to see a lot of nice mausoleums. You know what the worst thing about that? All these people that we brought here, no one has actually had any work experience. I mean, look at these cuts that I've got. You know what? Don't look at the cuts that I got. Nathan dropped the door on my toe. Look at it. Look at it. Does it look like my other toe? Don't look at my other toe. Come up. You know what? Anyways, it was so hot last night, too. All these things just play in on your attitude, how are you gonna be here? I swear, if I was a lesser man, I would have cracked.
Okay, so after we got back from the work site, what did we do? Oh, we got snow cones, and I got strawberry daiquiri, and some of the other people got some really weird flavors. But I think that I would have gotten better flavor if the snowball guy didn't rush us. So after that, we went to Lowe's, and we got some water sprayers.
while I was asleep then, the people over there took a really long time. So after that, we came back and we were, what did we do? I think we had dinner. We had sausages and salad and what else did we have? Brownies. Brownies were really good. After that, we had worship and then we took a shower. Some of us took a shower. Showers were really cramped, and it took a while for some of us to get in the shower. After that, we had worship, and then we just kind of got together and we talked about our likes and our dislikes, and then here we are.
Well, I woke up at 5:30. I put a fan on my bed, so I had a good night's sleep. And took a shower. And
So sleeping better this night?
yeah, sleep better. And we went outside to talk, and it was breakfast.
Today's work was pretty good. It was easier than yesterday's. And just like yesterday, once everyone got there, we automatically all found something to do, which was pretty good. Because, I mean, none of us even fought over work. We just found something we liked to do. And we worked really, really hard. And there were a few injuries and stuff. What's it called? I was hammering down the drywalls, and it was okay, except for the stuff on me. Everybody else was doing the dumpster work, using the little what's it called, wheelbarrow thing, and yeah, it was. I think today's work was harder on the guys because they had to use their leg muscles, and the load was really heavy with the wheelbarrow. But they had to ran it up a ramp and dump it out and just flip the whole cart over, which is pretty hard work and muscle training. Yeah, there was few injuries, including my little few bruises. Everybody else was alright. The house was a lot cleaner than yesterday. It basically looks like a bird cage now because we basically got everything else out. It's just the wood and a few pieces of board supporting it. We did a pretty good job. I'm pretty proud of it. I mean, I feel accomplished because in my whole life I probably never worked so hard ever. So yeah.
Well, I'll just start when about this afternoon. We were working. It was towards the end of the day, and I was taking out the trash, dumping in the dumpster, and my leg hit the wheelbarrow, and it just kind of created an explosion. So yeah, it was pretty nasty, but I thank God that it didn't hurt too bad, and I think the swelling's gone down. After that, went to get some snowballs, good as usual, really refreshing. Dinner was great, jambalaya, man, that was good, that was off the hook. Then the evening devotion, that was tight. We had a speaker named Oscar Brown. He just talked about how his life was really rough at the beginning and how Jesus Christ worked in him. So now he's come back and he's helped out hundreds of people, starting the schools, churches, and everything. So it was really a blessing to hear him speak. And then after that, we had our group meeting here, and it was nice. We got to talk about everything, and really get to talk about how we saw God in our lives and how He has changed us and everybody that's around us as a group. As for tomorrow, I think it'll be another good day. Hopefully, good weather and stuff. But we should probably get back to work and finish the house. That's it.
That's good.
I got a baby, way down in the old trammy. I found my baby hanging down on Dumaine Street. She was hanging in the back of the store, and she wasn't selling her luncheon meat. She lied, but she loved me. But she lied, but she loved me all the time.
Okay, it's nailed in. It's screwed in really good, huh?
Hey, look at my cut. Yeah, got it from falling through that freaking hole. Yeah, that's cool. Wait, did he write his name here?
See the dog?
Yeah. There you go.
Right here.
You want to try this one?
Hmm.
It's heavier. It probably needs to be here, down here, so we'll get in the middle. Wow, very good.
I like that.
Or I don't even thought.
Yes.
Trash can's full.
Is it? Did you close the door? Now everything we're gonna have to gloss over.
Okay, this is good. A little bit of room.
Okay. Just as long as we can close the door. Hold on, let me see.
About like a third of the rest.
So today, the morning started out, I think everyone was kind of already pretty tired from the past 2 days from our work site. So we kind of got in, and I know I was tired, and everyone was kind of working, but you could tell that there was kind of everyone was kind of pooped out basically. But we still got a lot of work done. We filled up the dumpsters, we loaded it all up, and we got most of the rooms cleared out, and those are really good. We worked efficiently as always, and yeah, I would say I think there's another half day's work left, but pretty much we're finished over there. Tonight was a special night. Instead of evening devotionals, we had a time for prayer walk in the communities itself. We currently are in downtown New Orleans, living in 9th Ward, but so we traveled up to Uptown and walked around. We had specific routes laid out. We were given water bottles, bags of candy, and basically we're told to be neighbors. Just to go and be friendly, say hi to them, pass out water bottles or candies to the kids, and just to have conversation, just to ask how they're doing, and try to build relationships as best as you could, and if you could, pray for them. And so I think our whole team was kind of nervous during the van ride up there. You could kind of feel the tension, kind of feel the fear, because we were going out. Even though it was early, I mean, it's still light out. We were still going into a neighborhood, and we were predominantly scared of it. And so we got there, and we were told our routes, and so we just went with it. And each group had, we were divided into 4 groups, and each group had just amazing stories. And our group had some pretty funny stories too. We met I think 3 families total, and the first family was a mom and I think 4 kids, and we went up there, asked how she was doing, and at first she was a little apprehensive about why we were there, but we showed her like our water bottles and candy, and so she kind of opened up to us and asked us where we were from, why we were here, and just kind of had a little talk about the work we were doing. And she actually lives in St. Roch, the community that we are working at, but this is kind of like her mom's home right here. And so then we moved on. We met another, I think it was like 4 ladies, and they were really happy to see us, wanted the water, candy, and really opened up to us about kind of like how they don't really want to be there, how they wish they could be in the country, and how they survived New Orleans because it didn't really impact their part of the subdivision or their part of the community that much, and so they were, they went through it, and then we moved on. I think to the most exciting part of our prayer walk was these 2 guys, and as we approached the intersection, it was getting late, and it was kind of getting darker, and we were wondering if we should just head back or engage in with these 2 guys, and they were smoking, drinking beer, and we decided why not? We were here, we already have water bottles and candy, why not? So we go up to them and we talk, and they're really friendly, and turns out that they told us how much they appreciated our working there, how much we're sacrificing to come here, and they really were glad that we were there helping their community rebuild itself. And so they even showed their appreciation by buying us some pralines, homemade pralines, and giving us a taste of New Orleans homemade style. And so yeah, I think it was a really good experience for the whole team, and just and for myself. I think God was really just opening our hearts and minds to what He's already doing in the community. That we don't have anything to be afraid of, and we don't have anything to be fearful of. And one of the things that I know, one of the things they told us that we weren't able to do was take our cameras and camcorders because we didn't want to treat them as kind of like a zoo or as animals, because if we were always taking pictures with them, it's kind of like disrespecting them or treating them in a different way. So that's why we don't have any footage of our experiences, but this is why we're talking to you about this. So, thanks.
What my group did today was pretty much talk to people around New Orleans, handing out free candy and water. Basically, we were talking about, how their homes were flooded or something, and they were pretty much nice, and they weren't shy to talk to us. They're scared. We met some kids, and they were pretty nice to us. Pretty much just talk to people around New Orleans.
So we were having a pray walk earlier today, and it was I didn't know what a pray walk was, so it was very confusing at first, and so we had to go in small groups in each little neighborhood, and I went with Mom, Dad, Leland, and Tim. So we were going to this neighborhood, and I was really scared, and I was scared of being attacked or something like that. And then actually the people were very nice, they were very welcoming, and they really liked to talk to us. So we were going to the neighborhood, and we saw these group of kids, and they were really happy to see us because we had candy and water. And it was strange to see them play because they're rougher than Houston. And in Houston, if you play like the boys did in New Orleans, the parents will be freaking out. But I don't know. The kids were very happy, and it was a lot of fun talking to them, and they were very nice. And after that, we were talking to this lady, and she was really nice, and she was really thankful to God about whatever happened during Katrina, and she was really grateful that she has a roof over her house, and her car was probably one of the only cars that was able to run, and I thought that was really great story. And then it was getting dark, and she asked us to leave because it was getting really dark and it's really dangerous in that area. So after that, I was really relieved.
So today on the prayer walk, we met basically two different groups of people. The first one we talked to was very, very nice. I was actually surprised at how gracious she was, because in Houston, if you talk to a stranger, you don't really expect them to be courteous and polite because everyone's in a rush in Houston. And so that was really nice. She told us about Katrina and how her family evacuated to Georgia and stayed there for a year and then came back. And she also warned us about the dangers of being in New Orleans at night. And it was really sad to hear her story about the problems that she's having with, the finance in New Orleans. Things aren't really going the right place, and people can be helped a lot more than they actually are. So we got to hear a lot of that, and she told us bless you and thank you for coming, so we could tell that she really appreciated us, and that made me feel like what we're doing is really worth it, because it actually makes a difference to people. And the next group we talked to, there were two women, and they told us a little bit about the flood, and they said it didn't get them too badly, but they knew about the death and the destruction. They were having a hard time with that. And we were blessed because we were able to pray with both groups. So I think all in all, it was a really good experience.
We woke up, same thing, and then it was a pretty easy day. We had a half day, and we sweeped, we took out nails, we dumped everything in the dumpster, which is pretty cool. I don't think anyone got injured that day. And then afterwards we headed over to the French Quarter and walked around, which was pretty nice.
So today was really fun. We only had to work 4 hours, and then we drove down into the French Quarter, where is a tourist attraction, and we went to eat at Café du Mont, which is a famous beignet and coffee place that's been there since 1860. And while we were eating, like, a group of musicians came, a tuba player, a drum player, and a trombone player who sang, and they were just singing songs while we were eating. And then when we were about to leave, we told him where we were from, and then we sang a song with him. It was I'm Gonna Let It Shine, and it was really fun. And then later we walked down the shops, the gift shops around, and I got this thing with my name that was really cool. It was like pictures that formed the letters of my name, and this guy on the side of the road made a flower out of a corn husk, and I thought that was really cool, so I got that too. And we walked down and we went to Bubble Gum to eat dinner, which is a restaurant based after the movie Forrest Gump. And it was basically a shrimp restaurant with a bunch of shrimp and fish, and the food was really good. And we made the mistake of ordering an order called the Shipper's Catch, and it was 3/4 pounds of Cajun-style shrimp. We didn't think it was going to be that hot, but once we ate it, our mouths turned on fire, and we were like sweating, and me and Monica teared up a little bit. It was probably really funny to watch. And then Leland came up with this idea to have a competition of who could suck the juice out of the shrimp, keep it in their mouth the longest, and see who could stand it the longest, because it was just insanely hot. There was like snot coming out of my nose. And Dawn lost first, and then I just didn't want to be last or the first one out,
So I stayed in for a few seconds more, and then I couldn't even feel my lips anymore. And then Tim, Joanne, Josephine, and Monica kept it in their mouths for like 10 minutes. So they all tied because the shrimps all ran out of flavor. And like afterwards, like Joanne kept wiping her face with like napkins. It was really funny. And Monica couldn't feel her lips at all, and I could barely close my lips. I knew they were like swollen. And we had a lot of fun there actually because just of shrimp. And so after we ate, we walked down into the aquarium.
After we had our spicy shrimp competition at Bubblegum and left, we together walked to the dock by the Mississippi River, to kind of just relax and cool down from eating all the hot and spicy food. And there we relaxed and just chatted, and there was some cool breeze that was really refreshing. And then and we walked down, and eventually we came across this Red Bull Mini Cooper, and they were distributing Red Bull for free. And there we picked up a few cans of those, and some of us have never tried it before, and obviously didn't know what it could do to you. People like Daniel and Dong, they kind of got a little more hyper than they usually are, and things were interesting. Everything became faster in pace, and we started running and jumping around, and it was a lot of fun. And eventually we came to a park where we had our group discussion, and we talked about the day, and each told their story and talked about what they learned about themselves through the day of experience. And so after that, after returning to the school where we stayed at, everyone, under the effect of the Red Bull, still were pretty energized, and no one wanted to sleep, even though the next day tomorrow we're gonna have 6 more hours of work, and but we just felt like that it was the last night to stay here, and that we should have done something fun. So we decided to play basketball. We had a few fun rounds of course, and we also played a pretty interesting game that was similar to handball, but it was still a game of basketball. And after that, we still didn't feel like sleeping, so we decided to have a Bible study, and everyone asked pretty interesting questions, and I thought that it was a really good. We had a really good discussion that we should definitely have more.
We'll have quite a bit to do. So we may need some shovels for this stuff. That pink stuff is insulation. Don't create as little dust as possible. Don't get it on your skin. Okay, so we're good. One at a time.
It has my name on it, and it has Kogan.
We can start with the
We're supposed to move all of this out?
Yeah.
Last jar. One, two, three. Another one.
Dog bites the dust.
Who are you, Peggy? I know, man, that thing's been slippery all day.
Oh, I stepped on
All that
it.
dust. You don't want the gloves no more? The gloves coming up? That's real funny. That means you're
I said thou would. Oh, what a friend, oh, we had, haven't you? Oh, yeah. Oh, all our sin, oh, I grieve, we must bear.
What does it say? Shower. Okay, that was funny. If that were... Okay, we want one day to...
Take it to the Lord. In have we tried?
It like sticks for a moment or two before you
tribute
so hard.
Oh, yeah. And now who?
Make it yellow. Ace Ventura.
There's a sign.
Yes, he knows my
It came out.
Take it to. Take your troubles to the Lord and leave your troubles there. Take your trouble to the Lord and leave your trouble there.
So, I hope you enjoyed that video about our work in New Orleans. I know it was a great experience for us to be able to be there, and I hope it was a great experience for you guys to see what God did through us. You know, originally I had prayed for, I think, 16 people to go on this trip when we only had 2 in the beginning. God blessed us with 17, and one of them wasn't even part of our church. And so I really thank God that He answers prayer. Definitely is just a huge blessing, a huge testament to me to know that God does listen and does answer prayer in His time. And so that's been definitely a huge blessing for me. And I know through the trip, everyone, you can tell, experienced a whole lot of things. And I can testify that each and every person that went, it had a huge impact on their lives and their walks with God, because you know, through the sweat, through all of the hammering, through all of the denailing and all of the stuff, they were really just looking for God, looking to God for their strength, for the source of supplication, and really just to be able to go through the day and work through the day. And so, I mean, we talked about how it was hard for us to sleep at night. We probably averaged about 4 or 5 hours at best, and God still provided us with enough energy to work through a full day, and for us to be able to laugh with each other at the end. And so I know for, I guess, the younger kids, I know Jimmy and Alvin, you could tell that through this experience, they were just amazing. They're hardworking, things that I guess you usually don't see on a church on a weekly basis, but man, God really just worked through them and showed us that they are hard workers, and they are good disciples of Christ. And I couldn't be more happier to see everyone just work together, band together, and to really enjoy each other, enjoy God for who He is and what He's done. I really am excited by this, and I really hope to have more mission trips in the future. Hopefully next year we'll be going to maybe Mexico or a different country to I guess get a more cross-cultural feel. I think we might get too comfortable. We might like it too much here in America. So I think I have no doubt that God will still work wherever we go. But I think it's a good experience for us to be able to go to a different part of the world and to see God there too. So yeah, I just want to say thanks for CLC for supporting us, and thanks to all of the people that weren't able to go but were praying for us and were supported us financially, and that was just a huge blessing for us. And we were thinking about you guys the whole time we were there, and how we wished you were sweating through it all just like us. So yeah, thank you, and hope to see you soon.
Here we go. Hey, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, yeah, I'm gonna let it shine. Hey, this little light of mine, yeah, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Oh, now everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, yeah. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, Lord, now everywhere I go, yeah. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Oh, now in my neighborhood, yeah. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, now in my neighborhood, let's bring it off. Oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, Lord, now in my neighborhood, yeah. Come on. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Now, all the way from Houston, Texas, we got a wonderful choir that's gonna sing with us. How about a hand for the choir, y'all? What's the name of the choir? The Chinese Lutheran Church. I like that. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Hey, what this little light of mine, yeah. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, yeah. I'm gonna let it shine. Shine, 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 shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Oh, yeah. This little light of mine, y'all. I'm gonna let it shine. Everybody, this little light of mine, yeah. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, yeah. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Oh, well, you gotta shine, shine, shine on me. I'm gonna let it shine. Well, you gotta shine, let your lips shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Chinese Lutheran church.